Alright, we're finally taking on the bosses, which I have totally planned out correctly.
This overworld,
Yes.
that's really it. All I have to say. We don't really have cohesive overworlds.
Actually,
Do we
if you
ever
play,
have
if you play,
overworlds?
actually, if you play episode Metal, which takes place, well, you get it from Sonic 2, from Sonic 4 Episode 2. It turns out that Sonic 4 Episode 2 takes place to the right of this map.
So
The ball and chain. Everybody loves that. That's totally gonna make all the fans happy.
again, so yeah, Little Planet. The game doesn't take place on Little Planet though.
No, you go to an enshrine. That's not the right word. But yeah, he does something slightly different with that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but that's basically it. It's a ball and chain boss. I don't even know why he's breaking this out. This is his fourth romp. He decided to go ball and chain with just a
I
little
like
bit more.
that. A lot of times people go, this didn't work once, so it'll never work again. He's trying again.
Yes, but he tried again with his stupidest ideas.
That's true. You should be trying again with Eggman Land.
Well, he only got to do Eggman then because he got near limitless energy from inside the earth.
Why is he the only scientist?
What do you mean?
Oh, actually, no, Tails is the scientist. But I mean, you think someone else would discover limitless energy and do something with it?
Well, getting that limitless energy required breaking the earth apart in the first place. So Tails ain't gonna do that.
Well, it's time for Dr. Eggman's party, which now makes me think that he wants to have fun.
He's trapping our animal friends in robots again. Like, if he literally... the point is that if he literally just stopped doing that first... Sure, he wouldn't have any minions later, but Sonic would be less aware of his schemes. Because usually Sonic notices Eggman's schemes from either his giant death machines in the sky, or the fact that a lot of his animal friends have been turned into robots, and he can't see them anymore. So...
Some good aim right there.
Yeah, but for some reason his top was also invincible in that little scene. Doesn't
And
make
again.
sense.
Oh, he's jealous of you, so he wants to be a bot as well.
Well, he is in Sonic Boom, so in that one episode that I love a lot more than people seem to give credit. But yeah,
All Eggman had to do to defeat Sonic is just run from him.
well,
Just keep running.
well,
Just do his missions while running, and Sonic will
here's
never
the
catch up.
thing. Here's the thing. That brings up at Sonic Unleashed, Eggman apparently has a space fleet. And we're just like, wait, where did he get the space fleet from? But Sonic appears there and he already has all the Chaos Emeralds, meaning that a game happened before. And Sonic Unleashed takes place at like the end of an adventure that we never got to see.
Which is a cool idea.
Yeah, that is true.
It's pretty much...
Oh wow, why don't we copy the Labyrinth Zone boss? That's a genius idea.
They already copied everything else. So what's the point of this now? What's the story purpose for him?
Oh, he's just trying to drown us this time, and then if that doesn't work, he's going to try and crush us later.
Oh, so
there is a boss after this, but this still is very annoying because there are no air bubbles. You're not supposed to let the water catch up to you so quickly. It's the thing.
Oh, but yeah, so do these hits count?
Yeah, these hits count.
Okay, that's good at least.
But the thing is that the rings you have here mean next to nothing because this is a crusher boss.
So you pretty much only have one try?
Well, sort of. You can technically run into him from a certain section.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Yeah, you can technically run into him without, going into a ball.
And it starts you back way down here.
Yeah, it starts back all the way down here because that's fun. That's what we want to do. Just there's a point of paying homage and then just being annoying. And it's kind of like it's the same principle with Sonic with the original game. And whoa, what happened there?
I almost fell.
Well, no, I just got super speed, just really super speed for some reason at that point.
Supersonic slipped out.
There are not enough rings. But yeah, it's the same principle between Sonic CD and Sonic 1 apply here. You can hit Eggman, I think, up to 4 times, and then he'll just be too fat. Then he'll just be too fast for you to catch up with. But then that means that you only have 1 hit left by the time the boss. Well, that was for Sonic CD. I think you have just a bit less, maybe. I'm not sure.
Okay, you really
Jumped the gun on that one. Yes, I did.
ran into the gun.
But running into, if I ran into the bullet, then maybe.
I like how we're discussing the logic of these phrases.
Yeah, but at least we're not saying stuff like, "Where's the logic in that?" You already know whose catchphrase that is.
Oh, right, yes. And despite the fact that we've grown to learn, you take this while I take this.
Oh, great! Now the phone stuff happens to you too. You can't leave me alone here. You know what happens every time that happens. Oh, come on! That wasn't fair! Oh, I actually did it. Honestly, as much as I want to say I deserve that, I don't think I did. Either way, Mad Gear Zone's next. No, I just realized they put like that extra 0 because they expect you to get 100 lives. Has there any been a Sonic game that actually gives you 3 zeros? Weird. Anyways, wait, is there 50 rings here? Nah, they wouldn't give me 50 rings. Wait, isn't this a speed one? Technically, I could get 50 rings. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of, am I thinking of Sonic 4 Episode 2? Or does this come afterwards? No, I'm pretty sure it comes afterwards. Wow, I was just cheesing that all the way. Oh wait, I just realized.
Realize what?
This is a redo of the Metropolis Zone boss. Just like, come on, guys, you really had to redo everything. Except there is an extra part, and the physics are slightly changed.
They thought best bet. Let's just this is literally just Mania. Let us read. It's like okay. If Mania did it this way, it would technically have been better, rather than just literally redo some stages. Just make very obvious homages, but the other homages are too obvious in this one.
Well, in this, at least the physics are changed for the boss this time, where if you actually hit the egg pods, they hurt you rather than just pop. It was always something where Metropolis Zone was so hard, but the boss was technically easy, and I tried to, jump strats to that at high speeds, but I guess not. Go, be free in this death machine of a factory.
Yeah, this is right before right after impending doom, right? So they're just gonna go back and then just a giant jump, and that's just the end of that.
But we've defeated Dr. Eggman at his 4 bases. He's got nothing left.
It's still so between the time you beat the first boss until now, it's just still been sunset.
Well, it's too bad. Wait a minute. Well, we can't let Eggman get away. Time to get into this convenient rocket silo that Tails had.
Yeah, it's a good thing Eggman flew off exactly there.
Yep. And it turns out that Eggman
is in null space. Oh.
No. Has created a space station at least it's not a death egg, which should take more work to do, yet he keeps making more and more. I mean, even the comics say how much work goes into putting and power a death egg. So it's not just a thing, but yeah. So now the platforms move up and down. Ooh.
Oh wow!
Technically, making this somewhat easier if you think about it. Except he does this from much earlier, I guess.
It could also be somewhat harder.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care.
about it.
I mean, my ring count is at the beginning. I just get reckless, which is actually a terrible idea, considering that the more you get hit, the farther your rings fly.
Oh.
But yeah, just like okay, Eggman, you got to. You weren't so original before. You got to do something to defeat Sonic this time. I know. I'll just rebuild all my robots again. This time in quick succession. As in, he does this again in Sonic Advance 2. And honestly, considering he's at the brunt of all these explosions, one wonders how he's still alive.
He's also the strongest thing alive. Stronger than Knuckles.
And now there's spikes in the middle. Ooh.
So this is as fair as normal pinball then.
Whoa, okay, he just alright, he just did that, yes. You know, it always seems more disrespectful to just jump on bosses in these games where you have the homing attack. Just like, I don't even need to use my new ability, I'm just gonna do this in the classic way.
Where did he fly to?
Honestly, I don't know.
Hey, it's one of the 3 Earths.
Oh, right. I have to say something about that. You're gonna probably not like this, but it turns out that when we saw the Earth and I paused, it actually went back in the footage, so it was actually the same thing we saw the first time.
Oh.
But that still does not. Yeah.
So one of the 2 Earths.
Oh jeez! How did I survive?
This almost seems easier, but not really, because you have to jump on the crushy thing to get to him.
That's what we had to do last time.
So I missed that boss, remember?
Did you? I'm pretty sure you left at the end of it.
No, I left at the beginning, or maybe the middle, or the end.
Sure, yeah. That's good. Comedy gold right there. What you just said.
I like that Earth. It's probably the coolest looking animation I've seen so far, and so they're focusing very little on it.
I think this part gave me a bit of trouble, because he busts out some really different moves.
Also, Sonic's running animation looks so dumb.
Oh, it's taking you to the last part to say something about that.
That's good, because I would have
Oh,
complained about
and the rings that thing's just going super fast. Okay.
Dodged every single ring there. You thought the rings were gonna explode. You heard me call them coins, and I ain't getting these coins. Like, oh, no, they're rings.
What are you talking about? They're coins. I'd get them regardless. Oh, yeah, right. He's just throwing Gordos now. I mean, spike balls.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure. Saw that coming. And by saw that coming, I mean I didn't see that coming at
It's
all.
one of the bosses in the next.
Oh, jeez. Alright, he just has a whole bunch of... I keep going the exact way that gets me killed.
So are you gonna
Just by
this?
chance.
Yep. I mean, no.
I mean, he's just lucky I didn't get to hit him that 4th time, because I think it only takes 4 hits. Which is honestly kind of insulting. I mean, insulting not because it takes 4 hits, but the fact that I'm going here just like I only need 4 hits, and no.
So yeah, that next Sonic game that was announced, that's most like a new Sonic Racing, right?
Oh, don't you start with that.
Everyone's saying that the rumors are it's another Sonic Racing and it's only going to be Sonic and Friends.
Why would you... Okay, good. Oh, come on! I had that one!
No, you had it, as in you jumped right into it. It'd be nice if you just went into Super Sonic with 0 rings.
I mean, that's physically impossible.
With 1 ring.
It's also physically impossible.
And then the time stone stop time.
The time stones rewind and move forward time, they never stop it.
I
But
mean,
it's too bad because now we're facing Eggman, who's the fastest thing alive!
As in, that's probably the most explicit it's ever been. You are actually seeing him run faster. Than, he's jogging, by the way, because he wasn't running. He was just he was a lope. He was not going fast, but he was.
But
apparently.
oh boy, the Death Egg robot! This is a brilliant idea that's totally gonna get the fans nostalgic. And the worst part is that they bring this thing back for generations just after. Well, I wouldn't say just after, but pretty close afterwards. So any sort of actual nostalgia thing was just like, oh, we're bringing back the Death Egg robot again. Just like, okay, thanks, sure. And then Sonic Forces happened, where
there are 20 of them.
There are 20 of them, and it meant absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's.
But this one actually goes crazy, as you'll see. So it's now filled with electricity, and I'm just trying to collect the rings here. But now he starts going with a hop, skip, and a jump where he goes. He's got a real spring in his step.
Nice. So basically, the machine is about to explode, and this is just.
This is This is just it malfunctioning from his actual control.
And Eggman just inside, just going, what's going on?
Yeah, sort of. I'm sure he didn't program this correct. Program it to do this. This just looks really hokey. Oh man, I let go of that spin dash too
How did
quickly.
you luckily get that ring back?
I managed to see it at the right time. The only way to hurt it is to blast it with one of its own arms once it fires off.
And how? Okay.
Yeah, that works. So you get 3 hits off of it if you're, good enough.
And you need 4?
No, I think you need
14. I
No.
mean, it's a big boss. It can't be more than.
I think you need like maybe 10.
Oh, I was actually kind of close then. That's why I said 14.
No, that's not what you said 14.
No,
My
exactly
ring,
what I said,
no!
And
Well, I guess it's like a clap. Well, alright, sure.
Oh, we're gonna have to rewatch off.
Yes, but now we can analyze the fastest thing alive in action.
Yeah, so he's not trying.
And do you see how high he jumped?
He just jogs, and Sonic is running at his full speed animation. So yeah, that's definitive right there.
But seriously, in Sonic Force, I don't even count how that last boss is a Death Egg robot. And, I mean, the Death Egg was a backup power source. It wasn't the power source. This it barely looked like that, and in the end, it was just a redoing of the Sonic Colors final boss again. Really, I'm just like, somebody other than the level designers must have looked at this and said, no, that's a terrible idea. I don't get where were they?
Where was Christian Whitehead? Wouldn't he look and like,
Yeah,
hey, let's see what's going on over at Forces.
If he was involved in
that.
the Forces team, he just goes like, guys, no.
Oh, that's what's going on.
It's like, that's what the fans want. And then Forces would smash it. And I would have to lament about how the story is now wasted time. Because if you look at, as I said, if you look at the concept art, nothing ever gets as dark as like the concept art in the trailers and whatever.
Yeah, even the trailers.
Yeah, just like, oh, the entire city's on fire, the place is being blown up. Oh, that's purely in the background and stuff. You'd think a Death Egg robot would be attacking.
I would say that the whole Infinite pretty much killing Nameless Hero's family.
Yeah, that
Saying,
too.
Go away. But for some reason he only cares about. I'll never stop talking about how that's the biggest misstep in my opinion. Like the game focused on Sonic when it shouldn't have.
And even with Shadow getting more reason to be his rival rather than Sonic.
Yeah, if they ignored classic Sonic and put Shadow as a third main character, that would also put Shadow back in good graces so that he can eventually headline his own game again.
Well, I'm sure they've learned their lesson.
Yeah,
So.
but people probably won't be as upbeat about it unless they can get used to him being a main character role without the game being awful. Even though some people, and this is the problem I have with some people and their hyperbole, where they say, this is worse than 06, you know.
No, they clearly just don't. It's always that. It's always that kind of stuff. Like, this is the new Sonic Boom. This is new Sonic 06. Just like, guys, seriously, you sound like a bunch of idiots.
Someone would say, well, the thing is 06.
Yeah, now this happens, and it's just like you're supposed to find out where he is and then homing attack him. Oh, I missed the timing a little bit. It's a good thing I got him eventually. Because apparently, if you miss him and don't get back to him, the entire floor collapses and you instantly die.
That's cool.
Yeah, I just want to see Eggman just right past us.
Yeah, that's a good point, because Eggman is, I mean, he was so fast, he's already gone.
Yeah,
you just keep because there's going to be a next boss battle after this. So we're going to keep.
No, there isn't. There's no supersonic boss battle. Yeah, you can tell this game was made with care and love. What you get is that you can actually control this, and if you manage to get all the rings there, in the super speed thing, which you honestly have to know where they are, because that's kind of unfair, you turn into supersonic for this ending screen. Woo! Isn't that so amazing?
I'm so happy that this game exists. The thing is, yeah, what people say, hey, Sonic 06 failed at what he was trying to do, but he was trying to do interesting things, but Forces wasn't. It was just kind of bland. So they say on that, and I can get that, but
I don't think that means worse.
Yeah, you can't ignore that Forces is technically competent. There's nothing inherently wrong with it. It just is. It's like the new Super Mario Bros. 2. Actually, no, new Super Mario Bros. 2.
It's still fun and consistent. It's just at that point we're like, guys, we're really phoning it in at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so honestly,
it's the X and Y.
Yeah, there's so much spectacle, but it doesn't mean anything.
Yes, it's the X and Y of Sonic.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh, look at these new features that you barely get to really do much with, and all that stuff.
And that's why, man, after we've consistently talked about nothing but Sonic for the entire playthrough, just going on a Pokemon thing, that's the thing about modern Pokemon, where I don't care about features. Because features that are advertised, sure, but I'm sure once it's there, it's going to be a 5-minute thing. Like, well, actually, no. I heard the photo capture thing is actually is probably the thing they put the most effort into in Outer Sun and Moon.
Yeah, but there are a lot of options. But remember, in the original, why don't you get 1 million points?
Oh no, that's not what I meant. I meant take up the photo club.
What I hate, though, is that you still don't get multiple Pokemon in the thing. Just like do a Pokemon Snap Advanced thing. Just like, come on, how hard could that be?
Yeah. But yeah, that photo capture thing was that 1.5 million scores. Like, that's cool.
Mantine surfing was still fun, though.
Yeah, that's fun. I have to give that. It's incredibly fun.
But basically, after you learn the positioning, because you know there are different positionings, like you need to use a Primarina Splash when you're on low waves and stuff like that, and if you use the Magikarp, you have to use the Magikarp Splash after a long combo, and you get a huge bonus. But if you use it again, it's lowered. That's how I managed to get the highest score and get the Gyarados thing.
There's a lot of thought. Yeah, that seems good. Because I was hoping that it wouldn't just be what's a comparable thing in the franchise, where basically it just is, hey, you can twirl and then that's that. Like bug catching contest, you're just catching Pokemon, but it's very too complex, I should say.
It's not that complex. It's just kind of unfair.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Someone can win with a Metapod because they got all of those other conditions. Because
the HP level and some other stuff, and some like one other thing, I think.
Yeah.
So that's why when I caught a Pinsir, it was like, oh my god, Pinsir, this is great! Level 13 also, this is great! And I got it to like half health, and then it's like, alright, second place, Talavera, like, wait, second? He must have caught another Metal Sonic's coming, ready for that, back to this. It's just like, he must have caught another Pinsir, because that sucks. And now, with Larry, with his astounding Venonat, like, Larry, you son of a, I'm gonna kill you! It's so unfair.
Yeah. But yeah, I like when it's not just the simplest thing it could possibly be. I'm trying to think of a comparable... I know there's something like that in Pokemon, but oh well.
Yeah. Honestly, oh well. Like define Sonic 4.
This game, yeah. Sonic 4 is us to be underwhelmed.